Well, hello once again. Welcome to our last video of the first section, Rust Standard Library. Previously, we learned how to write modularized code in Rust. We also learned how to build, import, and use modules. Now we're going to take a look at the Rust Standard Library. We'll know about the prelude module and macros. We'll also see how to import modules from a standard library. And finally, we will use these to enhance the functionality of our robot. Rust Standard Library, STD, is mainly divided into some focused modules. One of the most common module is Prelude. Most common traits and functions are defined within the Prelude module. Standard Library also contains methods of primitive data types. You might get confused while using methods of primitive types, as these methods are named the same as the primitive types. So we should be careful at this point. Okay, moving on to the Prelude module. This is basically the collection of some important things, and as the module belongs to the standard library, it's added up with every Rust program automatically. Like as the standard library, other libraries of Rust can have their own defined Prelude modules. The Prelude module of the standard library is defined by std::prelude: v1. Macros make a powerful language, or syntax extensions, thus making metaprogramming possible. For example, Rust has a regex macro which allows to define regular expressions in your program, which are compiled while your code is compiled. That way, the regular expressions are verified and can be optimized at compile time, and there is no runtime overhead. You can define your own macros. Rust macros are non-conflicting in the sense that no conflict will occur between variables used inside macros and outside of them. The basic structure of a macro is as follows. The macro is named mac1. Let's build our macro. Create a file named macro.rs. Now write the following lines of code in this file. As we learned earlier, this new macro is named welcome. But you may be surprised that there's no pattern in this macro. This macro just prints welcome to Rust macro in the command line. Now let's call this macro from the main.rs file. Open your main.rs file with the text editor and write the following code within the main function. Don't forget to put the exclamation point after the name of the macro. If you run this main.rs, you will see the output in the console. Well, my friends, in this video, we adapted a good knowledge on the standard library of Rust. We've seen how to use the standard library to develop more functional applications. Overall, this section was a good overview of Rust. We built our very first cargo application, Robot. After that, we took a deep look at Rust syntaxes, data types, statements, expressions, conditional statements, and loops. So that way, we write cleaner and more efficient code in Rust. Then we learned how to use the Rust standard library so that we could develop a more functional robot. In the next section, we'll discuss the Rust tool chain and ecosystem.